So you're thinking about buying a new car. It's exciting, but man, can it be stressful. And there's always that one big question hanging over your head. When is the absolute best time to buy to get an amazing deal? Well, timing is everything. And today we're going to crack open the dealership playbook so you can walk away with a ton of money saved. Look, this is a huge purchase, one of the biggest you'll make, and getting the timing right can literally save you a fortune. You don't want to leave money on the table, right? Of course not. By the time we're done here, you'll know exactly when to make your move. All right, let's just cut right to the chase. The single best month to walk into a showroom and drive out with a brand new car is December. And I'm not talking about a tiny discount here. This is the golden window. This is when you can find some truly peak savings.
And when I say peak savings, I mean it. Seriously, we're not talking pocket change. Major brands, think Honda, Mahindra, Maruti, they start slashing prices with year-end benefits that can range from 1 to 2 lakh rupees. Just think about that for a second. That's a huge saving.
And get this, it's not even just about the price tag. Dealers are also throwing in all sorts of valuable extras. We're talking floor mats, cool tech packages, you name it. They are literally sweetening the pot as much as they can to move those cars. And that just means more value in your pocket. Okay, let's look at a real-world example so you can see what I mean. For some of Mahindra's models, dealers just stack the deals one on top of the other. You've got $30,000 in accessories, a home charger, charging credits, a corporate bonus, plus an exchange bonus. It all adds up to this incredible package that you're just not going to find any other time of year. Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds almost too good to be true, right? Why on earth do these huge discounts just appear out of nowhere in December? Well, it all comes down to what's happening behind the scenes, away from the showroom floor. All right, let's pull back the curtain and peek inside the dealer's playbook, because once you understand their pressures and their motivations, that's when you get all the power in the negotiation. And there are two main things you need to know about. First up is something the industry calls model year pressure. Think of it like this. The second the calendar flips to January 1st, every single car from the year before suddenly feels older. To a buyer, it's last year's news, and that puts a ton of pressure on dealers to sell. Just put yourself in the buyer's shoes for a minute. You walk into the showroom and you see the brand spanking new 2026 models. Well, that's what you're going to want, right? All of a sudden, demand for the 2025s just plummets. Dealers know this, and they have to clear that old inventory and fast, or they'll end up selling it at a loss. The second big reason? Oh, it's a good one. It's what I like to call sales quota panic. See, car makers set these massive yearly sales targets for their dealerships. And for a dealership, hitting those targets isn't just for bragging rights. It unlocks huge bonuses and better cars for the entire next year. The stakes are incredibly high for them. Yeah, so December is the fourth quarter 2-minute warning. It is their absolute last shot to hit those annual numbers. If they miss the mark, they could lose out on a ton of money and incentives and even get fewer cars to sell next year. The pressure is absolutely on. Okay, that all makes a ton of sense. But what if you just can't buy a car in December? You know, life happens, maybe the timing's not right. Did you completely miss out on getting a great deal for a whole nother year? Nope, not at all. There are other options. So if December just isn't in the cards for you, don't sweat it. You've got a really solid plan B. If you know when to look, there are a couple of other key moments in the year where you can still find some pretty sweet deals. So think of your car buying calendar like this. December is the big one. That's for hitting the annual sales targets. But then you roll into January and guess what? They're still desperate to get rid of any leftover models from the year before. And then there's March. That's a whole different ballgame. It's all about hitting their financial year-end targets. So let's boil this all down into your personal game plan. It's super simple. Step 1. Your main goal, your primary target is December. That's where the biggest deals live. Step 2. If that doesn't happen, January is your second chance to snag one of those leftover models. And step 3, your final strategic window is March to take advantage of that financial year-end rush. All right, let's recap the key takeaways here. December, that's your golden ticket for deals that can be worth up to 2 lakh rupees. Why? It's all about that 1-2 punch of model year pressure and sales quotas. But if you miss it, no problem. January and March are your secret weapons. And maybe the most important thing to remember is that knowing why this all happens, that's your superpower in the negotiation room. So there you have it. You're now officially an insider. You know exactly when to buy to get the best possible price. The only question left is, which car are you going to use this new superpower on?
Happy car hunting.